What's going on, guys? I'm letting my car idle and warm up right now, but I'm gonna head over to the spot and then we're gonna get into something that's pretty serious, especially for any performance guys. Using the N gauge, we're just gonna make sure that ECT gets nice and warm, so that way we can finally start driving. ECT is basically the engine temp. You just wanna make sure your oil is at decent temperature before you start really pounding on it or going anywhere. Just barely getting enough light. We're really racing the light because, as you guys can probably tell, it's getting pretty dark. Got the Mustang in the spot where I always come. I am testing out a different camera, so let me know what you guys think about this one. This one's just way more compact, makes it pretty easy to carry around everywhere. And really, I think the quality might just be a little bit better, a little bit steadier, and also maybe a little bit sharper. The main topic of the video and the reason why you guys probably clicked on this is to debate why do you guys go supercharger versus turbocharger. Here are my reasons why I think I really want to go turbocharged on my 2013 Mustang 5.0. The number one reason why I want to go turbocharged is because you can get the most power with the least amount of boost, especially if you're using kits like the On3 TwinTurbo or the CPR kit single big turbo kit. They actually have dynos where they have like 10 PSI making 800 horsepower on stock Coyotes, which is completely insane. Obviously, this has a lot of different factors. The dyno, the wheel and tire setup, the transmission, the turbo size, all those things obviously make a big difference on, you know, dyno readings and horsepower numbers. I think for a supercharger, you'd be in the 13 plus, like 13 to 18 PSI depending on the setup, just to get that same number. Now, another thing is the efficiency and how much horsepower you're gonna get without having to crank open or bust open your engine. The Gen 1 Coyote, which is what my car is, all the 11 to 14 cars, they have a Gen 1 Coyote. Those cars can probably hold about 800 horsepower unopened, as long as you're not beating the snot out of it and you take care of it and you do your maintenance. Now, everyone's car is different. It depends on how it was used, how it was maintained, and everything like that, right? So if you have a Gen 1 Coyote, you're about 800 horsepower capped out without having to build anything, sleeving the motor, forged rods and pistons, anything like that. Now with the Gen 2 Coyotes, I guess they're a lot more stout from the factory because people are able to run the 1,000 horsepowers on unopened engines, which is pretty insane. Gavin, or as you guys may know him, It's Just a Six, has a crazy build on a Mustang, so you guys should go check out his channel. His S550 is doing crazy things with a Roush supercharger. When it comes down to turbos, there's really two things for the Coyote. It's either a big single turbo or twin turbo. Now, everyone will debate, you know, big turbo, you're gonna have turbo lag. However, the TPR kit actually does a pretty good job of it, but there's also a couple of different options when you go supercharger. Just the top head unit style for superchargers, there's like the Roush, the Whipple, the Kenny Bell, things like that. They look like they're blocks just sitting on top of the intake. And then there's also the centrifugal superchargers, which are like the Paxton, the Vortex, I think even the Prochargers. Those are all basically belt-driven turbos whenever you break it down as far as superchargers go. My main reasoning for the turbo is the efficiency. Because it does not have as much wear and tear for my horsepower numbers and goals, that's why I want to do it. Also, it sounds really sick. You just can't beat that turbo flutter or that turbo whistle. I mean, everyone knows the sound if you're a car guy. You guys all know what that sounds like. The Whipples, the Kenny Bells, the Roush, those things have instant torque. Now, that's something that you may want whenever you're driving. However, that could be a lot of wear and tear on your drivetrain. You gotta think about it. All that torque is going right through the drivetrain all at one time. However, with the supercharger that's centrifugal, like a Paxton or a Vortex or something like that, those ones, they kind of build up and boost just like you would have it on a turbo. Another thing though is you have to be kind of careful about Paxtons, Vortex, and Prochargers because they use a belt system that could put a lot of wear and tear on your crank belt or your crank pulley. I've seen online that your crank pulley can actually snap off. Now, how often does that really happen? Who knows? You can always find different results on different forums, so you can't really trust everything every single time. Just as there's those people that have 1,000 horsepower unopened, slapped on supercharger kits running 20 PSI, those are the same people out there that ran with 6 PSI and blew it all in once. Really, you're just rolling the dice whenever you start to do these aftermarket supercharger and forced induction mods on cars that weren't really factory supposed to have it. I have a Boss 302 manifold coming in, and a lot of you guys were actually talking about why I shouldn't have gone that. I should have gone with the 18 ported intake. However, for the deal that I got this Boss for, I really couldn't beat it. Plus, the Boss is actually, I think, pretty good for the future when I want to go turbo. In California, I will not be able to pass smog. However, there's ways around that. It'll be an off-road use only car, wink, wink, you know what I'm saying? That's not really a big issue for me. I'll just have to go around that and drive it in off-road only situations. I've also never really owned a supercharger turbo car, so take this as a grain of salt. This is all just bro science pretty much. This is all off of like the Coyote page, the Coyote forums. I wanna open up the discussion because I like interacting with you guys. Now, I think a turbo is the best route for me. I wanna be about 700, 800 wheel horsepower. Obviously, I'll have to do the MT82 302 build with Ben Calamer, a drive shaft, something like that. I think it's just the most efficient and it has the best sound, and it also looks really good under the engine bay. A Whipple or something like that that's painted to match would also be awesome. However, I think that this is just my best option and for what I'm going for. But I want to open it up to you guys, so let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Should I go with something else? Tell me why I should go with something else. I really want to learn. I love learning new things, especially on the Coyotes and Mustangs. That's really one of my passions. And if you guys are supercharged or turbocharged, how do you like the car? I mean, everyone talks about it as like it's the final stage of your car because it's like the big boost. Now you're going for big numbers and stuff like that. Anthony, he has the Vortex Supercharged S550. That thing's like 640 wheel horsepower or something. That thing is sick. And I think that if I beat him and just get like 750 or 800 wheel horsepower, I'll be pretty happy with this thing. Obviously, there will be suspension in place to put that power to the ground, or else it's just gonna be spin city. This video was more to be a open discussion. I wanna bring it up to you guys. What are my plans with the car? I mentioned it before. I do have the Boss 302 on the way, so I'm waiting on that. And I wanted this video to just kind of be in the middle, show you guys how the car's doing, and also let you guys know that Boss is coming and it's gonna be custom painted like you've never seen before. I'll be going over and showing videos on how to install the Boss manifold after I customize it a little bit. And then I'll also show you guys how I'll be tuning remotely through Lund Tuning and the Lund Engage. A lot of you guys are asking what's all done to my car engine-wise. Well, this will be one of the bigger mods for my engine, and it'll be showing off how you tune for that. I'll be showing the data logging, the uploading the files, everything like that that you'll have to do to make sure your car runs smoothly while using a remote tuner. It pretty much goes across the board as far as Lund, Palm Beach Dyno, and things like that. So this was really just to let you guys know of what's coming up. 265s up front are looking pretty good. These are like a high performance all season. That's why the tread's a little bit different, but I think that'll give me pretty good confidence if this thing ever gets stuck in the water, even though I won't really be driving in the rain. But it just gives me the confidence that I can at least turn through it. 265s actually look pretty good. They're pretty beefy and they kind of match up with the rears a little bit, just a little bit more. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. Let me know about the discussion down below. Should I go turbo, supercharger? What kind of supercharger should I go? I wanna hear it from you guys. If you guys enjoyed, then please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.